Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Sun.
The Astros offense blasted off last night, pounding out 17 hits and scoring 14 runs on their way to an American League best 69th win. Tonight, right-hander Chris Archer looks to continue his career dominance over Houston and get Tampa Bay back on the winning track. We welcome you to Houston, Texas, where this evening the Rays and the Houston Astros move into Game 2 of their 4-game series. For the Rays, the second stop on this 8-game road trip. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll hear from Alex Cordry in just a moment. Well, the Rays, after last night, know only too well about this Houston offense led by Jose Altuve, and when you look at what they've done this past month, it is unbelievable when you extract that out to what they've done all year.
Listen, the Rays last night got a first-hand look at just how dangerous this offense can be. I mean, they're averaging almost 6 runs a game and coming off of a month where they averaged 7.3. I mean, this offense all around, they lead Major League Baseball. Average, on base, slug, homers, doubles. I mean, look at the average in the home runs. These guys get it done in a big way, and they've got 11 different guys in the lineup that have double-digit home runs. They have 4 different players that have at least 61 runs driven in. So even without Carlos Correa and George Springer, it's still a very dangerous lineup. However, if there's one guy you want to face him, how about these numbers right here by Chris Archer against the Houston Astros? 7 starts, he's given up 1 or 0 earned runs in 4 of the 7. That number right there, 4-2 record, ERA 1.68. Power fastball, power slider. It has given this lineup trouble, and you hope that that is the case here again tonight because the Rays desperately need this one.
Well, this tough stretch has left the Rays just a game over 500, 2.5 back of the second wild card spot. Lucas Duda has given the Rays some sparks since joining this club from the New York Mets. Alex will take a look at that in a moment.
Since coming to Tampa Bay, Lucas Duda has made his transition from New York look seamless. No question, there's pressure when it comes to getting traded to a contender, but Lucas Duda does not seem fazed by it. In his 4 games with the Rays, he's been lighting it up. He's hitting .333 with 3 home runs, 4 RBI, and 4 walks. He's hit safely in all 4 games for Tampa Bay, and in Monday's loss to the Astros, he crushed a solo home run, meaning he closed out July with his best monthly home run total of the season with 7. The Rays skippers impressed with the way Duda has quickly fit in with his new team.
Pretty impressive, because I think we all understand that it's not. I mean, changing teams is one thing, and that's not always easy. Changing leagues is also not always easy. I mean, there's always been, I think some truth that the National League style of baseball, and especially attacking hitters, is a little different than the American League style. But you're right. It doesn't seem like he's missed a beat, and really hasn't missed a pitch since he's been here.
And they hope he keeps on mashing, because the Rays look to right the ship, getting back in the win column tonight. Game 2 with potential postseason opponents coming up right after this quick out, right here on Fox Sports Sun, your home for Rays baseball.
We welcome you back to Houston, where the Rays and the Astros square off in Game 2 of this series, following last night's opening game of this 4-game set, won by Houston 14-7. Starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers, and tonight the Rays will again have Corey Dickerson leading off in left field. Lucas Duda will hit second and play first base in front of Evan Longoria at third. The DH, Logan Morrison. Brad Miller will be at second base in front of Echeverria, Borges, Smith, and Sucre rounding out the Rays lineup. Steven Souza Jr. a late scratch in this game because of the tender foot. Fouled that ball off his left foot last night, was in the lineup, and the Rays decided better of starting him tonight.
Yeah, and you can understand that because that ball got popped off that foot hard. I mean, he really hammered that ball off that foot and tried to give it a go, but there you see where he will reside for the evening.
Mike Fiers on the hill for Houston, and the first pitch of this game swung on, and a high fly ball not too deep to center. And Jake Marisnick out there makes the catch. One pitch, one out.
Now let's take a look at the Astro defense here tonight. Completely different look from a night ago. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we have Derek Fisher, Jake Marisnick, and Josh Reddick. Across the infield third to first, Alex Bregman, Marwin Gonzalez, Jose Altuve, and Yoli Gurriel, with Evan Gattis back behind the plate.
Lucas Duda, he homered his last time up in the 9th inning last night.
Well, you talk about some interchangeable parts when you look at this Astro defense tonight. Bregman last night at short is at third. Yuli Gurriel goes from third to first. Josh Reddick's out in right. Marwin Gonzalez out at shortstop. I mean, really outside of Altuve and Marisnick.
There's a little foul ball just past third base, but a foul ball, and that whole left side down from the bag about 2/3 of the way over open, with the shift on for Duda.
Yeah, that jam shot right there would have gone for extra bases. A couple more feet.
One and two.
Mike Fiers not overpowering. Fastball, curveball, split change. Had a cutter and a slider. They said here recently he's gone away from those two pitches, trying to simplify things.
The curve missed there, and it's 2-2. You simplify things and go with the pitches he commands the best.
There's something to be said for that. You know, all of a sudden you're rolling out 4 or 5 pitches and you really never establish anything.
A little tamper foul holds the count at 2-2. Yeah, that's a case of maybe a pitcher featuring too many pitches. It's great to have a deep arsenal, but very difficult and not that common for pitchers to command all of those pitches.
That's the thing. And all of a sudden you start throwing a cutter, a slider, and a curveball. They all take away from each other. And you never really have that one breaking ball that's sharp.
Hey, there's one the other way, and a base hit for Duda. So he's aboard. He continues to swing a productive bat for the Rays since coming over from the Mets.
And he's been fun to watch. He really has been fun to watch, and a guy that stepped into this lineup and just started getting right after it. He's showing you power, staying inside that baseball here, taking it the other way.
You're right about that. The strange thing too, he's fun to watch take a pitch. That's how good he's looked up there.
You know, and we talk about it a lot. Sometimes you can tell how locked in a guy is by how he takes pitches. You know, there's not that flinch. He recognizes the pitch and already sees it off the plate and just stands there, stoic. I like the way he catches the ball over at first base. I mean, the way that he receives the ball, very soft hands.
Evan hitting .270. 3 out of 8 in his career against Fiers, and 2 of those hits home runs. This pitch in and off the mitt of Gattis to the backstop, and Duda moves into scoring position at second base.
Fastball by Fiers just got away. Gattis cannot corral it. This thing way up and in. How in the world that didn't clip Longoria's jersey?
He scored a wild pitch. It's the 8th charge to Fiers, and here's a high shot deep into left, and that one is long gone. That one up on the railroad tracks there. They could hit the train. Long shot by Evan Longoria. His 17th home run of the year. His 3rd home run in 4 lifetime hits off Fiers, and the Rays lead 2-0.
Well, the Rays saw Mike Fiers earlier this season. They hit 3 solo shots off of him. Longoria, Dickerson, and Morrison. And boy, you talk about sitting on a pitch That head down tells you everything you need to know. Launch City. Yeah, that did. That banged off the train up there, D-Wayne. And the conductor was none too happy about it.
Well, here's Logan Morrison taking the pitch down. Yeah, Evan, or the Rays might be getting a bill for a repair job on that train out there on the tracks. There he is. He was feeling pretty safe up there until now. Now he's paying attention.
He's on alert. That figures with a left-handed hitter, he's all right.
It's fouled back. 2-1 on Logan Morrison. 64 runs batted in now for Longoria. With his 17th home run, putting the Rays out in front. Morrison is 6 of 12 against Fires with a home run.
Well, that home run came in the start back on April the 21st. Beginning of the season, Mike Fires had, through his first 9 starts, had given up 18 home runs. That's what really hurt him early in the season. Been a lot better as of late, but that shot by Longoria.
Yeah, only 5 since then. 23 now for the year, and 18 coming early.
But you've got guys. Longoria, good numbers off of him. Obviously, Logan Morrison, he got him for a home run earlier this season. You have guys in the lineup that see the ball well off of a guy for power. Feel pretty good about your chances, at least to have opportunities.
There's a shot deep to right field, and that baby's going to go. Home run for Logan Morrison. That's number 27 for Morrison. The Rays go back-to-back here against Fires, and the Rays start with a barrage here in the first inning tonight.
Yeah, this is a bad matchup for the Astros. Fires against this lineup with the power and his propensity to give up the long ball. And here for the 12th time this season, which leads Major League Baseball, the Rays have gone back-to-back. Another pitch, center cut. And you just cannot miss those, and so far the Rays have not.
So singled by Duda, the home run Longoria, and the home run by Logan Morrison. Here's Brad Miller. The pitch is in there for a strike. One and one. Well, the last time the Rays went back-to-back in the home run department, it was Morrison and Souza a month ago on the first day of July. That was against Baltimore. 2-1 the count now. Pitch up, and it's fouled back. You know, Longoria and Morrison have had back-to-back home runs now 3 times. Once against the Twins in Minnesota, and the last time before tonight was on the road in Detroit on June the 18th. High popper right side. That's Altuve waiting for it to come down. 2 gone. So 2 outs. Bookend the 3 runs the Rays have scored.
Nice to see the guys come out tonight with a quick start after last night's game, where they were handled pretty well by this Astro team. 14-7 was a football score. Gave up 17 hits.
certainly that did not sit well with his group.
Danny Echeverria rolls it to Gonzalez. It's short. The Rays are out in the first, but they scored 3 runs. All coming on back-to-back home runs. First from Evan Longoria with Lucas Duda aboard. That one belted to left, and a home run to right off the bat of Logan Morrison. Bottom of the first coming. Rays up 3-0. The Rays jumping to a 3-0 lead tonight. Back-to-back home runs from Longoria and Morrison. Lineup for Houston brought to you by your Southern Ford dealers. Derek Fisher leads off. He's in left field tonight. Jose Altuve and Josh Reddick to follow. Yuli Gurriel hits cleanup in front of the shortstop Marwin Gonzalez. Carlos Beltran will be back at DH. Evan Gattis hitting 7th. The catcher at 3rd. Batting 8th, Alex Bregman. Jake Marisnick in center field hitting 9th.
Well, and for Chris Archer, make it hold up. Your team has just handed you a 3-run lead. Overall through his career, very good numbers against the Houston Astros team, albeit this is a little bit different version than he's faced in the past. But regardless, has thrown the ball well against his team, has thrown the ball well in this building, and now has a lead to work with as we start the bottom of the first.
Fisher playing in his 12th game with Houston. His second stint up with them, and he takes the pitch high. Highly regarded outfield prospect. He's hitting .317. Has hit 3 home runs, including one last night. He had a homer, single, and a double in the game last night. So he's impressed the Rays. The pitch is a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, I was impressed just with the way he swings the bat. He swings the bat with conviction and with mean intentions. He looks to hurt the baseball, and that's what you really like about this kid. Aggressive, big, strong.
Fastball is too high, 2-1.
And you can understand too why the Houston Astros, in not getting anything done at the trade deadline, were reluctant to part with him, because his name was brought up quite a bit.
Came up a lot.
Yep.
You're right about that. Ahead the count 3-1. His home run came in the 3rd inning last night. It was a back-to-back situation with Marisnick and then Fisher hitting home runs. Pops it up left side, carrying near the stands. That will be out of play. So Archer's full up here on the leadoff man, Fisher. fouled back. Boy, ideally, you get 3 runs in the first. You want to go out there and get that first guy and build from that.
Yeah, your offense has sent a message. You go out and send a message. Houston,
Not tonight.
Not tonight. That's exactly right. And so you're looking for a quick start on both sides here.
Swing and a miss. He got him on a 3-2 slider. So he retires the first man he faces on a full count slider.
Of the back foot variety, and a very good one to get that first out. Let's look at the Rays defense, brought to you by our very dear friends at Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Dickerson, Borges, and Malik Smith. Across the infield, third to first, Longoria, Echeverria, Miller, and Duda, with Jesus Sucre back behind the plate.
Jose Altuve stepping in. Boy, what a month of July he had. He sends a fly ball toward right center. Malik Smith is there waiting and makes the catch. Boy, to get him on the first pitch, that's an accomplishment coming off the July. Starts tonight hitting .368, leading the major leagues.
That's probably why Chris Archer, he got that ball back from the outfield and throw it around. He rolled it off the field. I would have done that too. Just for, yeah, he has been on another level. And, you know, during the month of July, that average at .485 on base. He's definitely picked it up for this offense with Correa and Springer on the disabled list.
Yeah, they're doing all of this with those 2 guys out. You know, you think of the younger players who you would, as they say, pay to see play, and
yeah,
he is certainly among the top of that list. Take a look at what he did in July, hitting .485, slugging percentage .727.
Yeah, that OPS of over 1,200. Extra base hits, even the stolen base department. You know, he plays good defense out there at second base, but
yep.
You know, he would be a guy that I would pay to play because he is high energy all the time. It's
a tough read for a fan. Can't anticipate the rail.
That young fan with the Correa jersey was in position to make the play, and it bounced right over him.
Bad hop. Should have been in the shift.
Yeah.
Pop up, foul ball. Sucre after it. Will he have room? No. Back toward the camera well. Count holds at 1-2. Strikeout on a fly ball. 2 up, 2 down. It's 2-2. Liner into center field. It's Borges tracking it to make the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning. Exactly what the Rays wanted to see from Archer. 3-0 Rays. Rays baseball on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your local Ford dealers and by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Jeff Bagwell from this Houston team entering the Hall of Fame, joining his teammate Craig Biggio.
That wasn't exactly a fun lineup to face.
Oh man, that's exactly right. 1 ball, no strikes here on Peter Borges. Takes this one down. 2-0. Borges, Smith, and Sucre. High fly ball, not overly deep. Fisher coming in from left, making the catch.
Well, you couldn't have scripted a better start to this game for the Rays after last night's debacle.
Well, that's the first thing you want to do, is get that taste out of your mouth last night. And they've done that, jumping out in front. And the idea is to continue to add on, especially with this Houston offense. We talked in the open about how good it's been and the great month they're coming off. July averaging over 7 runs a game. Breaking ball. There's a curveball in for a first pitch strike.
Well, you got a guy on the mound that's, you know, he's been throwing the ball a lot better here over the last couple of months. There's no question about that, but only went 4 innings his last time out. Took a loss. And here the Rays have been able to jump him. A couple nice breaking balls here to get the jump on Smith.
Yeah, gets a call right there on a pitch that the plate umpire Jeff Kellogg thought broke enough to find the plate.
Stay with it. See it all the way in.
0-2 now. And another breaking ball over the mound. It goes to short. Gonzalez makes the play. 2 gone. Our Liberty Mutual pitcher profile in this case, Mike Byers, a 32-year-old right-hander out of Hollywood, Florida. And you can see the first 9 and the last 11. And boy, the big difference, the long ball.
And yeah, the boys in the truck all over it. Yeah, because that is the story right there. He's kept the ball in the yard, and all of the numbers, other numbers, have now come down to very good levels.
Jose Sucre, and another curveball for a strike. So heavy on the curveball here to Malik Smith, and now Jesus Sucre.
Yeah, they said that he, we talked about cutter slider, has gone away from those pitches, not throwing him nearly as much as he used to, and even lowered his arm angle just a little bit. Not so much on top, trying to get down to a little bit more athletic arm angle, although with what we're seeing right here, doesn't look a whole lot different from the last time we saw him. But that's what we were told about by the people around this team, and he's attempted to try to get down there and maybe get a little bit more run on the pitches.
Yeah, the Rays saw him the 3rd week in April there, hit 3 home runs, accounting for the 3 runs, 7 hits, and there is strike 3 on Sucre. A 1-2-3 second inning, 3-0 Tampa Bay. $2 Kids Tuesdays, presented by Morgan Auto Group, continues next Tuesday when the Rays take on the Red Sox. Purchase $2 tickets for kids 14 and under with the purchase of a full price adult ticket. Fans can get $2 hot dogs presented by KM Franks. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit raysbaseball.com/specials. Yuli Gurriel, the first baseman, leads off. The pitch is down. Rays thought they had an opening strike there at the knees on that opening fastball. Foul back and out of play. 1-1. Houston with 172 home runs. The Rays now with 157. Rays started the night 5th in the majors, 3rd in the American League. Houston tops in the major leagues. Texas comes next with 160. Longoria and Morrison hitting home runs in the first inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays have never hit this many home runs at this point in a season, and they've eclipsed it by quite a margin. 138 last year at this point. The liner, and it's a base hit into right. Alex Smith makes the pickup. Leadoff man is aboard. Time now to check in with Alex Cordray. Alex.
Good evening, Dwayne. Well, after last night's loss to the Astros, the Rays needed a fresh arm out of the bullpen. So manager Kevin Cash said they sent down Chase Whitley, and he said it was a tough conversation. They decided to recall Ryan Stanek because he's been dazzling for AAA Durham. He owns a 1.96 ERA, and they're looking forward to seeing what he can do after being called up. The other thing Cash said he was impressed with is the work that he did down in Durham.
Well, thank you very much, Stanek, with that short stretch he had up here early, and you can't help but notice when a guy throws 100, went back down with the idea of cleaning up his game a little bit, a little more command, and the Rays impressed with the work he put in down there, so he's back.
Yeah, and that's a big deal. You know, when you get sent down, it's disappointing. You know, you want to be in the big leagues, throw 100 miles an hour, and all of a sudden you get sent out. And a lot of guys will go down to AAA, and all of a sudden they can't get their footing for a few weeks because they're feeling sorry for themselves, not working as hard as they should, you know, for whatever reason. And it can be very difficult. So when a guy does go down there, takes the things that the big league staff tells him that he needs to improve upon and goes right to work and makes those adjustments, that tells you an awful lot about a guy, a player.
And she mentioned a difficult conversation with Chase Whitley, and I would imagine that was absolutely the case. He did whatever was needed on this pitching staff. An 0-2 count to Gonzalez. Tapper foul right there.
He was one of those guys that, you know, he could give you length coming out of the bullpen if you needed to come in for just an inning. And like you said, never complained. You know, would pitch early in the game, would pitch in the 14th inning, whenever you called upon him. He was a true pro.
Sucre, there is the hard-throwing right-hander back. Let's take a look at Sucre, and he got that one right on the end of the knee, that right knee. And he's taking a little time to let that subside.
Yeah, direct hit right off the point of the knee. And even though you've got padding there, hey, listen, when Wilson Ramos got hit in the head, he got hit on the helmet and had 6 staples.
Yep.
No, it's going to hurt.
Well, the other concern is that that's Sucre's push-off knee when he's on the mound.
That's right.
Finished the game on the mound last night.
Well, nice to see him healthy here today because he worked hard last night. Long inning, 30-plus pitches.
Yep. As much fun as that was, we'd like not to see that any more than we absolutely have to. That's a swing and a miss by Gonzalez. He's out on strikes. Second strikeout for Archer. Follows the base hit by Gurriel. Here's the strikeout pitch.
Same slider that he got Derek Fisher on. You're going to start that down middle of the plate and take it to the back foot. Chris is able to do that because he's got that slider that he can throw it hard and get a ton of depth with it. And so you can present that as a strike for a long time and then take it to the dirt and get guys to chase all day long.
Carlos Beltran, he played the outfield last night. The DH right now. He takes a strike, an opening slider.
Nice to have the different versions. You've got the slider there that he can command for a strike, and then the one that he can take out of the strike zone to get the chase.
And blocked by Sucre. A 1-1 count. Beltran with 12 home runs. He doubled in the second inning last night, opened the scoring when Houston scored 3. And he takes ball 2 down.
And back-to-back changeups, and both of them down below the zone, and actually both of them where Chris Archer looked to, he slowed up his delivery just a little bit. See, he's not throwing that we talk about arm speed with the changeup. That was a changeup that it looked like he was throwing a changeup, not a fastball, which is the mindset that you want to have.
And there's a foul ball back 2-2. I would think, and he hasn't thrown the changeup a lot. Remember the first game of the year, he came out against New York and had that changeup in play, all 3 pitches, and then we didn't see it a lot. And if you don't throw it a lot, it's difficult to get that mindset in that field that you're talking about.
It's harder to get the feel. The mindset is something that you've got to discipline yourself with. I absolutely agree with the feel, because if you don't use the pitch, use it or lose it. It's kind of the thought that you have.
Shot down to first. They're going to get an out at first, and that's it. Duda had to scramble, thinking about trying to go down to second with that hot shot, but when it did not come up cleanly, then he had to scramble to get to first base. That ball hit hard. So Beltran is out at first. Up to second goes Gurriel.
You see how quickly that ball got on Lucas Duda, and did a nice job to just knock it down and take the out there at first base. And now you go to work on the hitter and get out of this inning. But getting back to that changeup, if you're not throwing it a lot, tough to have a feel. But the one thing that you can do, if it's going to be part of your game plan in a certain game, tonight against Carlos Beltran, when you look in for that sign, you get that sign, your mind immediately has to say four-seam fastball. I'm going to take the grip and I'm going to throw a four-seam fastball. I'm going to let the grip do its work. It's like a golf club. You don't change your swing when you change different clubs. You let the club do the work. You let the different lofts control how hard you're going to hit the ball or how far you're going to hit the ball. Same thing with the grip in the fastball and the changeup. Changeup, grip, fastball mindset, and that's what you have to do. You just got to discipline yourself to do that each and every time. And when you do that, you'll start to see that pitch come around.
1-0 the count to Evan Gattis. And he is out in front and over that pitch. 1-1. Two outs. Gurriel at second. Now a pitch wide. 2-1. That one hitting 97 on the gun. Archer trying to pitch around the leadoff base hit. Gurriel now at second with 2 outs. 2-1 the count. And a foul the other way by Gaddis. 2-2. Gaddis in the lineup last night as the designated hitter, catching tonight. It's his 38th start behind the plate, dividing time with McCann back there.
You know, I bring a little golf analogy into talking about the Chris Archer changeup.
I was fascinated by that.
Well, here's the thing. All of the resident golfers in the truck are just blistering me right now. It's absurd. I'm hearing it from everybody.
Ground ball over the mound. That'll be scooped by Miller. Throw to first in time. The Rays get Gaddis. Houston out. They leave a man. Duda score. And we're going to head into the third. We'll be joined by Eric Neander when we come back. The Rays senior VP and general manager. We'll be right back with the Rays leading 3-0. Leading 3-0, top of the order. Corey Dickerson's going to lead it off, and happy to have Eric Neander join us as we promoted before we went to break. Eric, have you put your phone away?
Yeah, we're going to take a little break here. It's been a busy few weeks for us, and for good reason. The guys have played well, and we're excited for the chance to add to them. But with the adrenaline cleared out, we can take a breath and hopefully get a little rest.
You know, I guess it doesn't necessarily mean that you would be completely finished one way or the other. The big question was, were the Rays going to be sellers? Were they going to be buyers? And I guess that's always going to be a question during that time leading up to the trading deadline. All that means is that the waiver situation, there's a bunt to the left side. That ball is going to go foul with the infield shifted over. I mean, deals can still be made. They're a little bit more difficult now.
Yeah, your options are limited in August, but there's still possibilities. And in years past, when we've been in contention, we've been able to make some moves in August. So, you know, we need to rattle off some wins here. We've been in a little bit of a lull, and some things haven't gone our way in some winnable games. But the belief in the group itself is as strong as I think it's been at any point. And, you know, adding a few more guys to it, we're confident moving forward that this team's going to pick it up and get back on the right track. So as long as that happens, then we're going to be active with exploring any possibilities that are out there in August.
There's a diving stop and a throw to first. Gonzalez, who was shaded over there on the shift, makes the play to get Dickerson.
And a really good sense of the play. Gonzalez knew from where he was at Dickerson hitting from the left side that he did not have any time to waste. He had to get up and get rid of this ball in a hurry. And what a play it was. So at the end of the day, happy with how everything turned out? I mean, no big fish got away, and you kind of you did your thing.
Yeah, we caught a few, so we were happy with that. And it, you know, it wasn't the deadline madness. It was transactions over several weeks, as it turned out, to help improve the club. But there were, the things that the transactions we made and that were out there and that we completed, and we were in the mix and a lot of other things that we thought would have given us a chance to make our club even more better, and more improved than where they stand today. But it didn't come together, but that's okay, and that's the way it goes.
Yeah, we could go one by one on that graphic of all those guys, the headshots we had there. This guy at the plate right now, Lucas Duda, is a guy that we'd heard his name before. You finally get him, and I guess the interesting thing about that, there was a lot of talk about trying to add a right-handed bat. You get a left-handed bat.
Yeah, you can't create possibilities that aren't there in a sense. And Lucas is someone that offensively we've been a fan of for some time, and I think while fit-wise, there are certainly reasons to believe a right-handed bat would have been the way to go, but a left-handed bat of his caliber is something we were thrilled to add.
Yeah, and especially if he keeps doing this,
exactly.
I'll tell you, BA and I've talked about, he has stepped right in here and has had, we were talking about just watching him take pitches gives you an idea where he is right now as a hitter.
Yeah, he's an exceptionally strong hitter, and despite all the size, the strength, the hands are pretty free. He has a feel for the zone and a feel to manipulate the barrel and to adjust, and did a real nice job of it right there. So, something that when we acquired Lucas that shouldn't be lost in all of it is what Corey Dickerson did this winter to get himself in a position to go out to left field and do a significantly better job of that. Lean down and moving around better out there, gave us the chance, upon the situation with Colby and everything happened there, to basically be able to add Lucas. So, certainly a credit to Corey and all this to making it work, and for the left-handed bat to become an option for us.
Luz Longoria gave the Rays the early lead with his 17th home run of the year in the first inning. 1-0 the count to him here with Duda at second and one away.
This is one of the things that I've always wondered. When you're coming down the trade deadline, what was it, 4 o'clock Eastern?
Yep.
What are those last few hours like on the phone? Because obviously with the time constraints, I mean, there's probably a lot of heavy talking, quick decisions. Take us through that.
Yeah, you try to prepare as much as possible in advance. The scenarios, the hypotheticals, the things that could happen, but usually there's a few things that pop up that you're not fully prepared for, and it can be quick. You have to trust your valuations and the work that your staff's done, and collectively to line up the players how you value them in your system. And there's certainly, I think, the emotion of everything is at its peak those last few hours, and it's like, okay, can we get anything done? Can we get anything over the finish line? And your desire to do so can sometimes run you down a path that when you look back you might not want to be so proud of doing. But we were involved in a lot all the way down to the wire, and you just try to do your best to go into those last few hours knowing kind of where your thresholds are and what you're willing to do and what's most important to you, and try to do your best to stick to it.
Yeah, the umpiring crew taking a moment there. Jeff Kellogg taking that foul ball right off the mask, and he apparently is all right. Interesting. I thought the Tim Beckham move interesting in that you had a little bit of a log jam, and so take us through that.
Yeah, I think the situation, once we acquired Lucas Duda and the fit there, there was essentially one spot, in the everyday lineup for at bats at second base, and the way it played out with everybody healthy, and we had to, I think, kind of make a decision on which way to commit and what made the most sense for us. So, we decided that, just kind of based on how things played out, and no knock in any way on anything that Beck has done for us this year. He's done a really nice job, and is a big part of where we are, today. But Brad's history, what he gave us last year, we felt it was important to make a decision one way or another there, and decided to go with Brad. And we're excited, and with him healthy and kind of with the past of the season behind him, to hopefully take off here and carry us a little bit.
What can you tell us concerning Kevin Kiermaier and him, coming out of the rehab assignment and taking a few days here?
Yeah, hopefully it's just that. That's, as of right now, there's no additional cause for concern, just a little checkup in the process of coming back to full strength and getting full games underway. So you know, you don't want to overdo it anytime something like that flares up. Kevin is a huge part of our franchise, not just for the rest of this year, but for several years now. So no significant concern at this point, no long-term concern, nothing like that. Just something that, you know, flared up a little bit, and want to give it a little extra rest before we crank it up again and get him back here.
Full count here on Evan Longoria with Duda at second base and one out, chatting with Eric Neander. Essentially the general manager and one of sort of a committee, actually, making these baseball decisions. I'm always intrigued by that. You gather a group in there, and how that plays itself out when you finally get down to the point where you're going to pull the trigger. Hey, there's a ball hit up the right side. That's going to get Duda home. And Longoria is on his way to second. Trouble in the corner, and he's going to go to third. Here comes a throw out from Reddick, and into third goes Longoria. And the Rays now score their fourth run. It's 4-0.
How would you like to spend
How would you like to spend the rest of the ball game up here?
If it keeps this inning going, let's do it.
Evan Longoria, that pitch right out over the plate. You think about the home run the first time up, and then take the ball the other way up the line into the corner, and this is where it gets into a little bit of trouble here for Josh Reddick. That ball kind of hiding itself underneath. He can't find it. How about that? Underneath that wall, all the way behind him, he just couldn't find it.
It's going to be scored as a triple for Evan Longoria on a ball that was hiding there just underneath the base of the wall in the corner. First triple of the year for Evan Longoria. And here is Morrison taking a pitch down. And so how do you make those decisions, the whole group up there?
Yeah, back to that. We, you know, the duties of a baseball operations department have grown so large and the staff so big, and with that come a lot of relationships across the game. And so, you know, our group, when we make decisions, is, you know, Matt, Heim, myself, or, you know, obviously three of them, but it's a significantly, it's a good sized group, and a lot of different angles that we try to cover, and James and other guys in our group. So, you know, with a large group that's involved, you can cover more ground, you can have more conversations. I think you can be more productive, and you can take advantage of the relationships that each of us have throughout the game. So in terms of communication and being in the mix on things across the game, I think it's extremely helpful. And with respect to, you know, our evaluations, how we feel about players, that's a process that, you know, you're lining up a board in advance of those conversations. You know when, okay, this team's across the line, we know we got to go. You know, we have all that prep work done in advance, and a good sense for how we value players, and, you know, the conversations and everything that takes place, that's a group effort for sure, as is the prep, but they're kind of two separate parts of the process, I guess.
How often are you caught by surprise? You know, with all the prep work that you're talking about, how often does something come up where you're just kind of like, wait a minute, give me a minute, let this soak in, and let me digest it and go from there?
Yeah, you hope not too often, unless it's a pleasant surprise, or you think it is at the time. They don't always turn out that way, but yeah, as little as possible. But you never know, and in team situations and circumstances, especially this time of year, especially as the clock ticks closer to 4 o'clock, you never know. You never know how teams will respond, and as other options dry up and things happen, you know, behavior can change. So you try to anticipate, you try to track the movement, you try to track things in the media, the speculation, the chatter amongst your scouts and things that are out there as best you can, but you can't predict it all, you can't expect it all. And like I said, I think it really comes back to for us as a group, just taking a lot of pride in the prep we attempt to do in advance, to not be caught off guard too much if something comes up unexpected.
You know, the Rays come into this game 2.5 back of the second wild card spot. Counting this one, I think 55 games left to play. How do you make the determination? We're still going for it. Maybe we're not. Even in August, trying to make a deal is going to be more difficult, but they are made. And so at what point and how do you get to that point?
Well, I think, you know, the day-to-day fluctuations in the standings can change. You know, we were 2.5 behind the division. I think at one point we might have even been closer than that. I forget the specifics and try not to go too crazy tracking it day to day, to not let it influence you too much. But there's a general belief and expectation that we have in our club, and that stays pretty stable, you know, as we go along. And sometimes it doesn't lead to the results you expect, but that belief and our expectations in our club are stable. You know, you go through a stretch where if you give away a few games, the standings, you know, you lose a little ground, and that's reality, and it changes your chances of making the playoffs. But you know, for us, I think the position we're in, record-wise, we need to start separating up from 500 again. That's imperative to have a chance. Somebody's going to do it. Teams are going to start to separate from that mark, and we believe we have the talent to be one of it. You know, one of those teams that does it. So as long as, you know, we get things going back where I think they need to be, and where we can be competitively and can start getting above 500 again, and as long as we're in the mix, you know, we're gonna play this thing out. But you know, on one hand, I think we're fortunate to be where we are, just above 500. On the other, it speaks to, I think, the parity in the American League and where things are at. And it's, you know, there are only so many wins to go around to equal the losses, and it's a pretty tightly bunched group. So we believe in the guys, and as long as we're in this position, this specific position with respect to the standings, regardless of our winning percentage, you know, we're going to keep trying to find ways to improve the club.
Well, as much as this game is a lesson in calculation and trying to figure different approaches, sometimes winning and losing comes out of nowhere.
It sure does. You know, it sure does. It's hard to explain some of the things that happen, and there's a certain humility, I think, that we all have in that. But you know, it's never going to stop us from trying to do everything we can to help our guys down in the field.
Yeah, and the good thing too is when the Rays hit this, you know, rough patch, it's a resilient group.
Yeah,
it's a resilient group, so you don't worry about them in that sense. But you'd certainly like to obviously see those wins pick up. Right.
The record is the record, and it's not a reflection of, I think, how we feel about the quality of this team. I think we feel much better about them than that. But you know, you got to go through it and pick up those wins now.
One of the things that this team did have trouble doing was holding leads. They didn't have trouble getting them early, trying to hold them, and we've seen the front office try to stockpile some veteran relievers who've been in those situations before. So if they hit that streak where they've won a few and they've got a lead, you must feel a little bit better about holding it now.
Yeah, I think we do. You know, as a group out there, you've got a lot of late game experience. You've got a lot of guys that have lived some big moments in this game, from the World Series to, you know, just finishing games, and, you know, for a variety of clubs and doing it well. And to have those experiences out there can, you know, it can slow the heartbeat a little bit. It can take some of the anxiety out of it. And it can take somebody, you know, like Ryan Stanek, who's up now, and he's not the guy you're counting on as he's getting acclimated to the big leagues to be your guy to come in and shut down a game in the 8th with a 1-run lead. He can kind of, you know, find his way in and not have that burden, because you got some guys out there with him that can also do it. So, you know, it takes a little bit, I think, the edge off the guys we have internally, and, you know, I think their track records speak for themselves, and it just helps us, period.
Was it a conscious effort in rebuilding that bullpen and going out and getting those veteran pitchers? Was there a conscious effort made to go out and get guys with different styles? You know, when you think about Cishek and Romo and all of that.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about it in general, and we probably could get ribbed a little bit for just a lefty versus a righty to some extent. But you know, yeah, you know, different looks, different shapes and styles, and things that guys can do is certainly something that I think is helpful, to not see one guy after another come in with the same style and approach. So we certainly have some different looks out there now, and you know, gives Cashy and the guys down there and Hicks something to play with.
And that's something to talk about.
Yeah, and that's the most important part of the whole thing. You know, the other side of that is to get Stanek up here, to get a couple veteran guys down there who can help shape a young guy. How do you live in the bullpen? How do you make yourself ready when you need to be ready?
Yeah, I think just the day-to-day life experiences that those guys have had, and to take pride in helping to mentor the younger players, you know, to take them under the wing, to share some of those experiences and how they've gone through it and what that routine's like. And, you know, when you're in a situation where your name could be called in the 5th, the 7th, the 6th, the 9th, whatever it may be, in any situation, how to basically have your mind in a place where mentally you're sharp and ready to go. And that's not that easy to do at the major league level.
2-2 to Echeverria. The Rays with a run home in the inning. Longoria is at third. Miller, who walked, is at first. High pitch count inning here for the right-hander Fires. It's a 30-pitch inning right now.
Yeah, you got to love the Rays offense continually putting pressure on Fires, not letting up off the gas pedal.
And a foul ball back and out of play. You know, acquiring all these players, really, it started with Echeverria. How did that develop?
Yeah, a situation in Miami, and don't want to speak for them, but you know, they had a young shortstop that they, you know, I think that they felt highly about, and you know, Etch was coming back off the DL, and I think the opportunity to get him into a spot where he had a greater opportunity for himself moving forward was kind of the situation, and where our team was, and the type of player that he is.
Well, there's a run batted in, and a play at third. Miller is going to be called out there. A base hit by Echeverria to make it a 5-run game. And let's see what the Rays want to do with that play down at third. Miller initially called out by Will Little. Josh Reddick, who already has 4 assists this year, makes the throw, and let's see what you think. Did he get in there? And we'll see if it's close enough for the Rays to challenge it.
Yeah, he went to that back edge of that. I mean, he's absolutely went in head first in the area that he needed to. The problem is this call goes against you on the field, so there's got to be something definitive here. And maybe another angle, you can see that hand get to the bag before the tag gets to the forearm. A strong throw by Reddick, though. Strong, accurate throw.
Well, Echeverria has driven in 1 run, and now we're going to see if this inning will continue, with Miller initially called out trying to go first to third on the RBI base hit to right by Echeverria. So the call on the field is out, and you're right. So the Rays have more of a burden here to try to win this situation and get it overturned.
He goes to that back edge. Here comes the tag. I think that hand got there. You know, in real time, it looked like he was able to kind of sneak in there. You know, you force that tag by Bregman to have to go a long way by going wide and sticking that left hand back in there, and Rays have a chance.
And I do know one of the things that they look for are different angles to try to figure out how to make the correct call. And so they like to get as many angles as they can on a play, because at the end of the day, we've talked about it before, it's still a 2-dimensional screen. And with those additional angles, you might see an angle in there that helps to clear up some situations.
Oh.
And it's going to remain an out. The call at third out. Eric Neander, we thank you for your time and your efforts here putting this club together. The Rays have put together a 5-0 lead through 2.5. to 3 they scored in the first. And Brad Miller trying to go first to third out. And here is the most definitive look I think we have. And remember, the burden here really is on the Rays because the initial call went against them. And you could probably argue, well, you could argue both ways, that he was in there and maybe they got him. But unless it's pretty clear cut, and that was the best angle they wound up with, apparently. And so the call is he's out. Now the first pitch to Alex Bregman here in the third. Drilled deep to center and all the way back to the wall. And that ball is caught by Peter Borges. What a grab by Borges. Racing to the wall and timing his leap to get up there just in time to grab that one for the first out. Oh, what a catch. What a big star by that one for Peter Borges.
He's doing his best Kevin Kiermaier impression. This ball drilled by Bregman. And look how far. He was shading towards right center. And all the way over and right into the wall. About 3/4 of the way up. Eyes never leave the baseball. Time the leap and make the grab. What a play by the Rays center fielder.
The wall is 10 feet high out there. And he raced over there and made a great catch. There's Marisnick, who hit 2 home runs last night, taking ball 1-0. Well, Borges, as an extra outfielder on this club this year, has been very, very good all the way around.
It goes back to the offseason of finding and developing and signing depth for this ball club. And it has paid off big.
Well, those are the kind of catches that the Rays over the last couple of years with Kiermaier out there, the Rays have gotten used to those kinds of catches. And last year when he went down, they just didn't see them made. There was just no possibility. Different this year, and Borges turned in a great catch. Now a strike to Marisnick. 3-1. Rays with a 5-run lead in the bottom of the third. High fly ball. Borges waiting for this one. And that's the second out. A little more routine there, although really skied on that one.
Well, Marisnick trying to get that ball airborne. Had a career day last night. Couple of home runs, drove in 5, hitting down at the bottom of the order, and just got under that one a little bit. But 2 more quick outs, and Chris Archer on the verge of getting his offense back in the dugout and looking for more.
Here's Derek Fisher. First pitch is a strike. Fisher struck out his first time. And the count is 0-2. Ball, 2 strikes. Fisher out of Pennsylvania, but drafted by both major league clubs in Texas, out of high school, drafted by the Rangers, and decided to go to the University of Virginia, went to school there, and then was drafted by the Astros. Pitch biting down and in, and Archer hoping to get the call. Will Little down to third said no, and it's 2-2.
Tried to go right back to the same pitch he got him with in his first at bat, and struck him out on a slider down and in back foot, and a good take there by Fisher. Close.
And there's strike three. He gets him looking. Third strikeout of the game for Archer. A 1-2-3 inning started by the great catch from Peter Borges on the ball hit by Bregman. We go to the fourth. 5-0 Tampa Bay. We go to the fourth inning in Houston with the Rays leading. It's a 5-0 game, and Peter Borges leads off the fourth after the great catch in the bottom of the third. He takes the first pitch outside, a breaking ball. Malik Smith next, and then Jesus Sucre. Deep short, Gonzalez makes the throw to first. Gonzalez, in the absence of Correa, has played shortstop most of the time. Bregman was over there last night. Gonzalez making his 16th start at shortstop.
Yeah, plug and play. I mean, these guys really a lot of interchangeable parts.
Yep. There's Bregman back at third. That start he made last night at short, his 6th over there. Now Malik Smith. And he lines it over the head of Altuve and to right for a base hit. Smith timed it up and has himself a base hit.
Mike Fiers tried to roll a curveball in there for strike one. See, a lot of guys do that. A lot of righties will do that against left-handed hitters. Just drop a curveball in strike one, get the jump in the count, and then go to work. But Malik Smith was having none of that.
You know, he's hitting over 400 on first pitches, Malik Smith.
Well, then, you know what? The metrics and the analytics would tell you that just swing at the first pitch every single time. Wouldn't you? You hit 400, swing at the first pitch. It should be mandatory.
Well, of course. Yeah, you'll be in charge of that department now.
Yeah, well, I look at it in a vacuum, and the numbers tell me that on a first pitch you hit 400. Then I want you swinging at the first pitch.
Yeah.
Care if the guy throws in the dugout. You take a swing at it.
Back in at first. Malik's getting a lead there off Fiers. And that's one thing about Fire's game. You can't exploit that.
Oh, yeah.
You can run on him.
Yes, you can, and that's exactly why he's paying so much attention to Malik's, anticipating that at some point he's going to go. And we know that the Rays like to be more aggressive when they have the lead. Continue to try to add on, and you will continue to try to push the envelope and add on because you know what their offense is capable of.
Yeah, apparently, as the month of July taught Major League Baseball, you need to score 8 runs to beat this team.
You did. You had to in July.
There's a base hit into center field. Smith goes to second, and Sucre is aboard. So the Rays with 2 men on and 1 out in the 4th inning.
Well, here the bottom of the order getting it going once again for the Rays. Mike Fiers continues to struggle against this team. He just has not had an answer for the Rays here at all tonight.
Top of the order, Corey Dickerson. Rays scored 3 in the first. They got 2 in the 3rd. Threatened here in the 4th inning. Dickerson 0 for 2 tonight. Takes the first pitch. Fastball out of the zone up. Corey coming off a 2-home run night last night in the opening game of this series. One coming on a curveball, the other on a fastball, both hit out to left. That will be out of play, and it's 1-1. You know, I enjoyed the conversation with Eric Neander. You know, that's something that's kind of fun to do. You know, once every week or two, just have the baseball office come in and tell us what's what.
Yeah, forthcoming with the answers. And you kind of get a little bit of a peek behind the curtain. You know, I really have always wondered what the final few hours of a trade deadline looks like, because it's just constant phone calls. You know that you're up against it because the clock is ticking and everything is, you know, everybody's on alert, you know, high alert. And you know, he made an interesting comment that sometimes the emotion of those last few hours, that application of pressure, you may end up making a decision that you regret down the road because you knee jerk it. You don't have a whole lot of time to think it through.
The foul ball back. Yeah, and I think the result of that is you'll be restrained in that if you make a decision, and evaluating trades very difficult to do anyway, but if you make a decision you regret, you walk around kicking yourself.
Oh yeah.
And if you let one go by, well, you know, you dismiss that and go on, try to build a club, make it better the next opportunity.
You just the one that got away, you can never allow that to leak out.
That's right. Yeah. Good ground ball right side. Altuve, Gonzalez won first base. They get the double play, 4-6-3, and the Rays miss on the opportunity to add to their lead. Bottom of the 4th coming up, 5-0 Rays. Rays lead 5-0. Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. Rays have made a splash all summer long. Now kids get a chance to dive in. That'll be Sunday when the Rays take on the Brewers. Kids 14 and under receive swim goggles presented by 7-Eleven. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com today. Rays up. Jose Altuve will open the bottom of the 4th inning for Houston. Major League's leading hitter, 0 for 1 in this game. Reddick next, and then Gurriel. .45 pitches through the first 3 innings for Archer. So that pitch count in line. And the first pitch is a strike to Altuve. In fact, that's a little better than he's averaged all year. 16.5 pitches per inning coming into this game. And 15 an inning through the first 3.
What is it? 3 total strikeouts for him? That's a big reason why this team doesn't strike out a lot, and so they're trying to put the ball in play. That's going to help Chris Archer be more efficient.
They're the toughest team to strike out. They hit all these home runs. You know, that's really against baseball tradition. You got a team that hits a lot of home runs, you figure they're going to strike out a lot. Well, this team hits more home runs, 172 tops there, and they strike out the least.
By a pretty wide margin there over the Indians, because you're right. When you're a big power-laden team, there's always, I shouldn't say always, most of the time there's a trade-off, and that trade-off is typically the strikeouts. But to have an offense as dynamic and deep as this one is, well, it's why they're in the position they are. And that's why you really thought that they were going to do something to try to bolster their pitching staff. I know on the surface the numbers look good, but if you dig a little bit deeper, there's some concern when you look at this team and what has happened to this bullpen over the course of the season.
Yeah, they have month by month found themselves in bigger and bigger trouble with the bullpen. And you know, at the beginning of the year and all the offseason, the concern about Houston was, well, they don't really have a power arm in the rotation, right? There's a lot of talk about adding to the rotation, and recently the focus has been on what are they going to do about the bullpen. You know, that we mentioned they average over 7 runs a game in the month of July, where their bullpen ERA was over 6 in July.
And here's the thing, without the power arm in the starting rotation, when you get into October, it is imperative that you have a lockdown bullpen. I don't care if you win the division by 20 games. It's not going to matter if they don't do something about this bullpen or have some guys step up out of nowhere. It really is not going to matter.
And you do see a tendency as the season goes on, and you know, we all know how long a season can be, whether you're pitching or hitting, but it's the strong arm rotation to have a couple of guys at least who can still get that ball by hitters who at the end of the year might not be as quick as they were at the beginning of the year. And that was the concern about lack of a strong arm in the Houston rotation. And you're right about the bullpen then. There is strike 3 call. You got him on the slider. Take a look at that.
Yeah, a little bit of a backup slider. He keeps this one in the zone, starts at almost front door, and it just locks Altuve up. Out of the hand, he kind of locks up those knees, can't pull the trigger, and you get the strikeout looking.
Here's Josh Reddick. And a first pitch strike.
Yeah, because the one thing that you found out over the years watching baseball, watching October baseball, it's hard to outslug people in October. It really is. You can slug your way to the playoffs. It's hard to slug your way through the playoffs. And, you know, right now, That's what it looks like this team's going to do. And like I said, the peripheral numbers for the pitching staff is good, but it's not as deep and as locked down as the numbers would make it appear. And that's the concern around here. And Dallas Keuchel was not afraid at all to express how disappointed he was that they didn't do anything.
Yeah, and that's the term he used. Disappointed in their lack of action at the deadline.
Well, and he even went as far as to say that disappointment was an understatement. He was really not happy.
He'll be on the mound tomorrow night in the third game of this series. The Rays will have Austin Pruitt against Keuchel. One ball, 2 strikes. Jeff Luhnow, the GM, here in Houston.
He's reading mean tweets right now. And they're very mean.
Yeah. But being very stoic about it. It's a tough spot.
It is. It is. You're the toast of putting this team together, and then the trade deadline comes and goes and you don't do anything, and all of a sudden everybody's looking up like, hey guy, you sleep at the wheel?
All those smiling faces turn on you.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, well, that's part of the territory, regardless of the market. One out, bases empty. And a little tapper back to Archer. Makes the toss to Duda. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th inning. Bases will be empty to face the first baseman, Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel can be very aggressive up there. Takes the first pitch for a strike. It's wide. 1-1. Archer after his 8th win of the year. Ahead in the count on Gurriel.
Just quietly going about his business here tonight. This Houston offense, so powerful a night ago, has been nullified here in this ball game. Rays jumped out early. They've not been able to even muster much of a threat of anything.
Ooh, and Archer thought he had a strike there, trying to get the call from Jeff Kellogg.
Little step and move out there, stick and move out there on the mound.
Yeah.
Almost danced himself right off the mound before that call got made.
Two. Foul on a play. Gurriel with power. Ground ball right side. Miller makes the play. Strikeout and 2 ground ball outs. We go to the 5th. 5-0 Tampa Bay. on Fox Sports Sun, brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Lucas Duda, who has scored 2 of the runs for the Rays, reaching on a single and a double, takes a curveball that's in there for strike 1. Longoria next, and then Morrison. Oh, and he's hit by the pitch. Duda on base again. The Rays put the leadoff hitter aboard the hard way that time, hit by a pitch.
Is there a way to get on base that Lucas Duda has not found here with the Rays? I mean, with the walks, hitting the ball the other way, pulling with power, getting hit by a pitch. You've seen him accomplish just about everything here with the Rays his first week with the team.
Only thing he doesn't have is a triple. Needs a triple.
Could get one here deep out into right center.
It's Evan Longoria. It's a popper to the right side for Altuve.
Oh, you know what? No. Just pull one down the line, hide it under the wall, and get it by Reddick.
How about that? How about that ball that just camped out underneath the wall there?
And he really could not. He's looking back to the left. It's to the right. That overhang.
Yeah, and there weren't any vines out there. You know, every once in a while you'd lose one in Wrigley Field, and they just call it a double.
It's been that kind of a night for the Astros. Rays had one last night, and the Astros so far tonight can't get anything done.
Logan Morrison, ground ball to first. Gurriel goes to second, one, and back to first. They get the double play. Started by Gurriel, ended by Gurriel. Bottom of the 5th coming, 5-0 Rays. Marvel Iron Man figurine presented by Crown Automotive Group. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up. Rays in Houston, second game of a 4-game series. Marwin Gonzalez, the shortstop, leads off against Chris Archer. 66 pitches through the front 4. a ball. Gonzalez, a switch hitter, and came into the game pushing 340, close to 340 against right-handed pitching. 1-1.
You know, most guys that switch hit have a stronger side. Yeah, I mean, and obviously in Gonzalez's case, right now it's left-handed, and that typically is the side that's strong. That's what makes Victor Martinez, what he's done over his career, right and left-handed. He's a couple of points apart in the difference, and you don't see that very often.
And you can understand from the left side, they're going to hit more from the left side than they do the right side. So you figure they have an opportunity to be more in the groove on that side. But just keeping, just because you're two separate hitters, and keeping both sides where you want them, that's difficult.
Listen, I'm no tremendous hitter here by any stretch, but when I was in the National League, I'd switch hit. And it literally got to the point, you know, it was a dumb idea on my part. That's something that I did growing up. I switch hit because that's just what I did. And so all of a sudden you get that opportunity and you're going to do that. But where I made my mistake was you don't get to work on your hitting a whole lot as a pitcher. So the little bit of time that you do get, now I'm dividing it between right and left. Not too smart. But I will tell you this, it got so specific that I had different model bats, whether I hit right-handed or left-handed. If I hit left-handed, I use the Louisville Slugger T141, and
when I hit right-handed, power side?
Right-handed, but my home run came left-handed. Figure that out.
Back into left field, and a nice little catch right there by Dickerson as he started to get back on the track where the wall deepens. And Gonzalez is out number 1. So the other bat you used
was an M110. And it was basically the T141 and the M110, similar barrels, but the T141's handle was a little bit thinner. And I like the feel of a thinner handle left-handed. Right-handed, I wanted a little bit thicker handle. It's more, I hit the furthest balls I ever hit were right-handed. Never got out, off top of the wall, you know, whatever. And then the one home run I hit, it's left-handed, and I have no idea how that happened.
Carlos Beltran. And he takes a strike.
I was just very excited when I was able to get away from the double ear flap helmet and get a right-handed helmet and then a left-handed helmet. Because then, on those days where Buck Showalter would put me out to pinch run, you know, you would run with the right-handed helmet. So the ear flap was facing towards home plate when you were running. That's the one thing that I did love about the National League, is it felt like you were playing American Legion ball again. You know, like summer baseball. You pitched and you hit.
One ball, 2 strikes. Well, here's a guy who knows something about switch hitting, and look at that. How equal that is.
That's impressive.
And even the power numbers, you know, when you start to factor in the number of at-bats from the left side and right side, those power numbers are going to be pretty close. There's a shot back into left. Speaking of power, there it is. Put Houston on the board with his 13th home run of the year. Second hit given up by Archer tonight. And so Beltran, who was on 4 times last night, including the time he reached on an error, has homered in the 5th inning tonight.
All I will tell you about Carlos Beltran, fast bat. You know, last night his swing really stood out because of how quick it was. You know, Beltran the last couple of years, you start to think that maybe that bat's going to start to slow down a little bit as he gets older. All these years under his belt, but boy, oh boy, that right there shows you there's nothing slowing down at all. He got on top of a fastball and absolutely crushed it to right field. Throwing some hands.
Here's Gaddis taking the pitch for a ball. pitch down. 2-0. One out, a run home. It's a 5-1 game. Strike 2-1. The Beltran is now tied for 46th on the all-time homer list, with Andrew Jones and Juan Gonzalez just 4 home runs behind Andre Dawson. There's one back into left toward the scoreboard, and it's caught by Dickerson. Dickerson with a little leap right there at the end to haul that one in. He's taking care of both outs. The fly ball by Gonzalez to open the bottom of the 5th. And now this one by Gaddis, sandwiched around the Beltran home run.
Well, that's something that Eric Neander talked about. And, in making that decision to trade Tim Beckham and have Brad Miller, be the primary second baseman, specifically mentioned Corey Dickerson and what he did in the offseason to get himself ready to play left field, and he has played it much better than he did a season ago, as you see him track that fly ball down.
Here's Bregman fouling it back. Here's an interesting thing on Beltran. When you look at his career with that home run, he's now scored 1,570 runs. He's 54th, but he's right behind Tim Raines, who just went into the Hall of Fame. Next up would be Rogers Hornsby, and then Reggie Jackson and George Brett. There's a fly ball, and Bregman has hit this one. An 0-1 pitch, and Bregman hits his 12th home run of the year. 2 solo home runs, and it's 5-2. Hit that ball deep to center in the 3rd when Borges made that great catch. And now the home run here off Archer in the 5th.
And he got a slider and hit it. And how about that ball getting up there 2-3 rows deep? Crawford boxes, Chris Archer. I don't know if I've ever seen that one before. Kind of threw the glove off right there.
A little tapper foul, back, strike 1. Archer hoping that one would stay in the yard, but with the Crawford boxes out there, we could get cozy. 1-2. It's 19 feet high, the scoreboard out there in left. You got to drop it over that. And that one dropped into the Crawford boxes for the home run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This park built within a city block, and the old train station necessitated that being 315 down the line here. And so they built up the scoreboard, the wall containing the scoreboard, the 19 feet. Still cozy.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
Two and two. Rusnick had a big night last night. A career night at the plate, including 2 home runs, a double and a walk. Drove in 5. That's the thing about this Houston offense. It can happen in a hurry.
From anywhere. From anywhere in the lineup. You mentioned his night last night. We talked already about the fact that this team has 11 different guys that have double-digit home runs.
Yep.
That's almost all your position players.
Well, really? 8 of the 9 guys tonight are in double figures, and they're without Springer and without Correa. And Resnick is out on the fastball. 2-run score through 5. 5-2 Rays. Right into the bullpen, but held onto the baseball. Just a moment or two to wait there to see if he was okay and if he held on, and he did. Some grab. Brad Miller leading off the 6th.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Miller followed by Echeverria and Borges. Brad walked in the 3rd inning. Lifted foul. Out of play. 2-1. So the Rays trying to go back to work. They led by 5. They now lead by 3. They're facing Mike Fiers tonight. And there's a leadoff walk, or is it? No, that's a strike.
No, it was the previous pitch. It was a slow call. Yes.
Yeah.
Very delayed call.
There you go.
To get to 2-2.
Wow. 3-2 on the board now, and there's the walk.
On both of those changeups by Fiers, he really slowed up his body on both of them. He just has been out of rhythm all night here for the Astros. Kind of aiming those last 2 pitches and missed with both of them. Well, you know, right now AJ Hinch kind of slow playing, getting the bullpen going because they've been so worked. I mean, this is a bullpen. You talked about the numbers each month, April, May, June, July, trending in the wrong direction with the ERA, and you got a tired group out there.
There goes Miller on the bunt, pushed up the right side. Fiers will glove it and get the tag just as Echeverria approaches the first base bag. And up to second goes Miller. Well, the Rays started the runner, and Echeverria trying to bunt his way on. He'll be out pitcher unassisted.
There he goes. And I'll tell you what, Echeverria, he bunted that ball. His left foot was way out of the batter's box. And he squared to turn and push that. That left foot was a good foot out of the box.
Hank Aaron was once called out for hitting a home run and stepping out of the box.
Well, yeah, that hurts. Losing a homer. That really hurts. Watch Bo Jackson get out of the batter's box when he called time, wasn't granted, got back in and hit a homer.
Here's Peter Borges. Breaking ball is high, 1 ball, no strikes. Let's take a look at Echeverria.
Way out.
Fly ball into left and a couple steps. Fisher. 2 gone. So Miller's still at second, and Malik Smith will try to get him home. Conference on the mound between Gaddis and Fires. Pitch to Smith. Here's a strike. One and one. Into the dirt, bouncing away over to third goes Brad Miller on a wild pitch. Second of the night, charged to Fires.
Now another off-speed delivery, and the changeup has really given him troubles. That delivery has slowed down. The arm action has slowed down. He seemed kind of trying aiming this. And he throws it right into the dirt. Gaddis cannot keep it in front. One more of those, and the Rays will add to the lead.
And a cut and a miss. 2-2. Now the bullpen is up. Udwan, who was in the game last night, is loosening. Will end the inning. The Rays leave a man at third, leading 5-2. At his 17th home run of the year. That came with Lucas Duda aboard and made it 2-0. Then Logan Morrison followed suit with a back-to-back home run barrage from Longoria and Morrison. 3-0 Rays. Longoria tripled home another run in the third. Later scored on a base hit by Echeverria before the Astros get on the board in the fifth. A solo one-out home run by Carlos Beltran and a solo two-out home run from Alex Bregman. So the Rays hold a 3-run lead moving into the bottom of the sixth inning, which means Chris Archer will be going through the lineup for the third time with the top of the order due up. Derek Fisher, Jose Altuve, and Josh Reddick. They are a collective 0 for 6 against Archer tonight with 3 strikeouts, the top 3 spots in the lineup. First pitch is down. Derek Fisher struck out swinging in the first, struck out looking in the third. One and one. Dan Jennings up in the Rays bullpen. Ball, 2 strikes. Rays coming in to this series 1-2. They're coming out of the series in April this year when Houston visited Tropicana Field. The Rays came away with a win and 2 losses. So they're 1-3 in the season series after last night against Houston. 2-2. Checked on the Hank Aaron being called out after hitting a home run, and that happened in 1965 against the Cardinals. Hit a home run off Kurt Simmons, stepped out of the batter's box in the process, and Chris Pellicudis was the umpire who called him out after hitting the home run. Now a full count here to Derek Fisher. We saw Echeverria putting down the bunt and stepping out of the box, but he was out anyway. Miller makes that play, and Fisher is the first out here in the 6th inning. Well, tomorrow it will be Dallas Keuchel against Austin Pruitt. Pruitt went to high school in the Woodlands, went to University of Houston. So he's back home. El Dorado invites you to settle in with us tomorrow when our coverage begins at 7:30. The liner into right, and that's going to be caught by Malik Smith as Jose Altuve went after the first pitch. Technical issue, so we apologize for the technical difficulties.
anytime soon. And so this is an important inning, and 2 up, 2 down.
1-1 the count. And the pitch just missed. 2 balls and strike. Archer touched for 2 home runs in the 5th inning. And a base hit up the middle. 2-out single for Reddick. He has his first hit of the night. It's hit number 4 for Houston.
Boy, hit that ball hard right back up the middle on the ground. And so all of a sudden you get Yuli Gurriel up here with 2 outs.
So Gurriel, who singled in the 2nd, grounded out to 2nd in the 4th, 1 for 2. Those 2 home runs in the 5th inning, accounting for the 2 Houston runs. Rays have allowed home runs in 19 consecutive games now, which extends the team record. 32 home runs allowed in that 19-game stretch. Here's Gurriel. He lines it into center field. Peter Borges has
only a
back to Houston, where the Rays and the Astros move into the 7th inning. At the end of 6, the Rays holding a 5-2 lead. Again, we apologize for some technical difficulties. Our coverage will continue, and we're working to rectify the problem as quickly as possible. Rays have led throughout the evening. They opened with a 3-run first as we go to the 7th inning. And Jesus Sucre will lead off. Mike fires. 32-year-old right-hander. This pitch fouled straight back and just below us. And a nice catch there by a fan. Sucre singled on a line drive into center his last time up. This one moves him back a little bit. It's 1-1. Popper on the infield. Gonzalez, the shortstop. Couple of steps into the outfield, directly back of second. Sucre is out of there.
Well, Mike fires after getting dinged for the 3 runs in the 1st inning, couple of home runs, and then some extra base hits in that 3rd inning. settling down here just a little bit, actually giving A.J. Hinch some length out of his starters, so he doesn't have to go to that pen quite yet, and actually keeping the Astros around in this ball game.
Now Corey Dickerson looking for his first hit tonight.
I think
the pitch is high.
The thing that's so tough with this Rays lineup is, and you see it all the time, these guys that come out and aren't sharp in the early going. The Rays, they have a knack for taking advantage of that. They do not let those, you know, opportunities go by the wayside very often.
2-0. Well, they continue to score early, and the issue for most of the year had been holding those leads. And they think they've addressed that with the flurry of activity and filling up the bullpen. 3 balls, no strikes. Duda will be next. There's a strike. 3-1. Five runs, 8 hits for the Rays off fires. Houston 2 runs, 4 hits. Three-one pitch. And that will be ball 4. So Dickerson draws a walk, a 1-out pass. Third walk given up by Fires. He's also hit a man. And Lucas Duda's due. A.J. Hinch takes a walk to the mound. And that's going to be it for Fires. A Florida lottery call to the bullpen coming for Houston. Rays hold a 5-2 lead. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Mike Fires departs in favor of Raymond Gudwan. He'll inherit a man at first with Lucas Duda coming up. Gudwan, the lefty, was in the game for an inning last night. Charlie Morton worked the front 6. Gudwan came on, gave up a walk to the left-handed bat of Brad Miller last night, and then got the next 3 hitters. Baseball slider we saw last night from him. And here's Duda. First pitch is ball one.
He's got a lively arm with that fastball, that at 95 miles an hour. But even though it's left on left with good stuff, he's got his work cut out for him here, because Lucas Duda has been swinging the bat very, very well for the Rays.
Fouls it back.
You see how quick and effortless that swing was right there. Mid-90s fastball.
Duda, 25 years old, coming up through the Houston system out of the Dominican Republic. Duda has been on all 3 times tonight, single, double, hit by a pitch. He scored 2 runs, homered his last time up last night. So in the last 4 plate appearances, he has a home run, a single, double, and hit by pitch. Takes ball 2, 2-1. There's a shot back into right field. Reddick will go back to the wall, and he makes the catch in the corner up against the bullpen. The right field wall extends out to the bullpen as the bullpen juts out, and just in that corner, he made the catch.
Boy, Lucas Duda making a bid right there, and Josh Reddick gets back to that little corner. I'll tell you what, he could not have placed that more poorly, and Reddick made the play.
There's Evan Longoria. Evan gets that foot out of the way. 1-0. Homer and a triple tonight for Longoria. And he scored a run after that triple, which gives him the club record in runs scored, 766, moving him ahead of Carl Crawford. He lines it into left. There's a base hit. Dickerson will make the turn, holding at second. Fisher's throw back toward the shortstop. Evan 3 for 4 tonight. 2 men on with 2 men out in the 7th. Logan Morrison to be the hitter. He followed Longoria's first inning home run with his own home run, his 27th of the year. So the Rays trying to add to their lead. Lefty on lefty, Morrison against Duda. Strike 1. Duda just missed a home run, and he pulled it just another foot. He would have gotten out of here, but Reddick found himself in that corner to make the catch. He made a nice catch on that ball. 0-1. Morrison takes strike 2.
And Evan Gattis immediately to the mound. That's an interesting visit right there. And typically you see that if there's a cross up or something back there behind the plate, but Gaddis caught that ball pretty nonchalantly, so it didn't seem to be that, but he headed out there right away. Quick message for Guduan, and as he tries to get out of this inning and keep the Rays from expanding the lead.
Tampa foul. Houston winning last night 14-7. Most runs allowed by the Rays staff in over 2 years. And the first time they've given up 14 or more runs in a game on the road since August of 2010. So a rare occurrence last night. Check that pitch low. 1-2. Rays have led throughout the evening. 3-0, 5-0, 5-2. We're in the 7th. 2 men on, 2 men out. Foul. So another pitch coming from Guduan. Into left field. Is that going to hang up? It'll drop. Base hit. Here comes Dickerson. He will score, and the Rays pick up another run. Looping single the other way for Morrison against the left-hander, picking up his 2nd run batted into the night. And for the Rays, run number 6. It's 6-2 Tampa Bay.
Oh, that ball gets in a little bit on Logan Morrison, and he just soft serves it out into left field. And I thought Derek Fisher was going to come in and have a play at that. I thought he may even dive, trying to prevent the Rays from scoring that run, but he does not. Couldn't get there in time. And the Rays do expand that lead, and now looking for more.
So 6 runs, all charged to fires. And here's Brad Miller. Miller lifts it toward left center field. Arestic on the move is there to make the catch over from center. Rays pick up a run. They leave 2. We're in the middle of the 7th. 6-2 Tampa Bay.
And speaking of big, why not go full Aussie and go for a full pound? Steak and crab starts at just $15.99. But hurry in, when they're gone, they're gone.
Appreciate you standing by and your forbearance.
Not real happy with that pitch right there that Beltran got to. Bregman would get him a hitter later, 2 hitters later. And those right now are the 2 mistakes that Chris Archer has made. The Astros have been able to capitalize, but Rays still in control here at 6-2 as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning.
Archer threw 99 pitches. And he'll face Marwin Gonzalez, who's playing shortstop. Beltran next, and then Gaddis. Tamper fouled, strike 1. Rays dropped the first game last night. This game 2 more here in Houston, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Pitch is high. It's 1-1. Gonzalez struck out in the 2nd. Lifted a fly ball to left center in the 5th, caught by Dickerson. Fly ball to left. Back goes Dickerson to the scoreboard. He's not going to get this one. Off that scoreboard, and Gonzalez is in at 2nd. Well, off the left-handed swing of Gonzalez, and that had some slice to it.
It did, and Corey Dickerson trying to track it down out there is just not able to get over in time. Well, it looked like he had a beat on it, and he's going to end up just a little bit short. Watch right here as he starts to slow up. You think he's got it, and then ends up just a hair short. That ball, just not sure. You can see him take a peek at the wall, too. Just a little bit of indecision there close to that wall out in left field, and the Astros double to lead off the 7th.
Now Carlos Beltran. He homered in the 5th to get Houston on the board. Archer misses away. Cishek up in the bullpen. And a foul ball. Archer working in the 7th. His 14th consecutive start of at least 6 innings. Worked 6 his last time out against New York at Yankee Stadium, gave up 3 runs. He's allowed 2 through 6 innings in this one. Now 2 hitters into the 7th. Line drive, base hit, headed toward left center. That's going to score Gonzalez. Beltran holds it first with a single. It's 6-3.
That right there shows why Carlos Beltran is so good.
and drove it out in his last at-bat for a home run. And then this at-bat, Archer staying away from him. And look what he does. Doesn't overswing. And he takes a pretty nasty pitch, a backdoor breaking ball, and he just swats it out into left center field. I mean, this is advanced level hitting right there by Carlos Beltran. And to boot, it drives in a run.
So a double and a single. That's going to be it for Archer. Kevin Cash out. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. The bottom of the 7th inning. Get a stellar value for $5 when you ask for a grouper from the Florida Lottery. With so many life-changing prizes, get your group ready. The Florida Lottery. It's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Steve Cishek will be the new pitcher for the Rays. 106 pitches, 69 strikes for Archer. 6 innings plus, 3 runs, 6 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, surrendering 2 home runs.
Well, and now that new look Rays bullpen goes to work. And this is what they were built for, hold leads.
26th appearance. Cishek 2-1 on the year. Inherits a runner with nobody out as he faces Evan Gattis. The pitch is down.
Cishek, one of those guys with obviously a different look, that submarine style from the right side. We've seen him be able to get the fastball velocity up into the low 90s to go along with that upper 70s, low 80s breaking ball.
This one's shot toward right center field. That ball's going to get in there. Extra bases. Beltran will be held at third. It's a double with the ball back toward the infield. Nobody out, second and third now.
Not a very comfortable at-bat off Steve Cishek if you're a right-handed hitter, but Evan Gattis, boy, he did a great job of staying in there, hanging in there, and then taking that breaking ball. See, no leak. He stays right up the middle with his approach and shoots that ball out into right center. That was a great job by the Houston catcher, and this game's starting to get interesting.
You know, Gattis is now 3 for 5 lifetime with a home run against Cishek.
Well, that approach, I believe it, because that approach was solid. I mean, you can't do it much better.
Now Bregman faces him in the pitch down and away.
I also believe it because you told me that to be the case. That's the main reason.
Well, I appreciate the confidence.
Well, I know that you're not taking it to air if it's not spot on.
Well, a big spot right here for Cishek, and the Rays trying to get the rookie infielder, and Bregman swings through the fastball. It's 1-1.
Oh, I need a strikeout more than anything right here. The Rays playing their, defense here in the infield. Everybody's back. They're conceding the run, but secretly hoping, well, not even secretly, hoping that Cishek can put himself in position to get the strikeout.
1-1. Little nubber, first base side. Run's going to score. The Rays will get the out. Beltran crosses the plate. Gaddis goes to third. Bregman made contact to drive in his second run of the night. So 1 out now with a man at third.
Right off the end of the bat. Man, ball whisking away from Bregman, and Duda is able to get over there, get Cishek out of the way, make the tag. There's the run that scores.
Jake Marisnick homered twice last night. 0 for 2 tonight. He's our number 9 hitter with 13 home runs. And a swing and a miss for a strike. Gregerson, Jankowski just up. Houston making a couple changes to their pitching staff. Jankowski coming in, one of them.
But didn't he used to kick for Oakland?
Not many of those guys left around and played in both the NFL and MLB.
Should be a training camp.
There's a strike. Marisnick didn't like it, but you can see it was on the corner. He takes a look back at Jeff Kellogg.
Sweep it. Yeah, right there, right to the edge. Certainly close enough to call, but you can see how much.
And he started to go after that, but checked. Tim Timmons. It was the safe call down there.
This is swing. This is what we're talking about, how these at-bats for these righties are so uncomfortable. And he did hold up, just didn't have time to complete it.
Ooh, very close, but off the plate. 2-2. Runs home for Houston. Now the pitch. Foul ball. Just a little piece of it. Count remains right there at 2-2. Look at this. How close.
Oh, man, right off the top of that glove. He just a little bit of misdirection there.
Way wide there. And the count is full. How about Marisnick hitting .259 overall this year? .347 in this ballpark. And he's up with a full count now. Fisher on deck. Cishek delivers. High pop-up. Right side, and Duda makes the call. Now Miller's over there. Miller right in front of him makes the catch. Boy, that got a little scary there at the end, but Miller hangs on.
Boy, some miscommunication there by the Rays infielder. Lucas Duda clearly calling it. Here comes Brad Miller. He's calling it, and that could have been disastrous. Those two gloves clank, and that ball falls. My goodness.
Well, pitching change coming for the Rays. Kevin Cash out there with Fisher due up. Call to the bullpen. Brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Sports Sun brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. It's a two-run ball game in the bottom of the seventh. The Rays leading Houston. And a pitching change will find the left-hander Dan Jennings, the lefty, called upon with Derek Fisher due up. The combined numbers for Jennings with the White Sox and the Rays. 52nd appearance overall.
Yeah, he has been used in these high leverage type situations, and this is a big one for the Rays. Right now, up by 2, runner on third, 2 outs. Astros making some noise here late. They got to put an end to it right now.
The rookie outfielder had a big night last night. Was on 4 times, homered and doubled. Drove in a couple of runs. And here he is against Jennings with Gaddis at third and 2 outs in the 7th. First pitch is a strike called on the outside corner. Started on the double by Gonzalez, then the single by Beltran. That was it for Archer. One and one. Cishek came on for 2/3 of an inning. For the double by Gaddis. Run scored on a ground ball. One and one. Close. Off the plate, down. It's Tommy Hunter throwing in the Rays bullpen right now. And up. 3 and 1. Jose Altuve is on deck. Jennings in here against the left-handed bat of Fisher. And he walks Fisher. That will set up Houston runners on the corners at first and third.
Now
Longoria is going to spend some time on the mound as Hickey's on the phone with the bullpen checking on Hunter's progress.
Trying to speed Hunter up and give him a little bit more time. Longoria comes in. Sucre with the slow walk out there. Now here comes Kevin Cash. They obviously told him that Hunter is ready to go, and that's the move.
So another walk to the mound on this pitching change. Kevin Cash calls for another pitcher, the right-hander, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. TV Premium allows you to watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices and get a free subscription to At Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Just visit MLB.tv for details. Tommy Hunter gets the call. He becomes the 4th pitcher of the game and the inning for the Rays to face up against Jose Altuve, against whom he is 3 for 4.
Well, tough assignment here. Jose Altuve, the Rays have done a nice job keeping him down here tonight, 0 for 3. Oh boy, he is coming off a torrid month of July and having a tremendous season.
Flied out to right, struck out, and line to right tonight. Takes the pitch away. Hunter pitched an inning Sunday in New York in the 5-3 Rays win over the Yankees. There's a little tap, charged by Echeverria. Quick throw to first, got it! He is out at first base, and the Rays get out of that jam. Houston with 2 runs on 3 hits. They'll leave 2. And the Rays, through 7, hold a 6-4 lead. Thank you very much. As we head into the 8th inning, Luke Gregerson will be the new pitcher for the Houston Astros. Fires 6 1/3. Goodwin for 2/3. And Gregerson's on for the 45th time.
41 1/3 innings of work, 48 strikeouts. And this game just got a whole lot more interesting. So the Rays offensively need to get back to work here, try to lengthen this lead out again. And the man who made a nice play to end that last half inning, that slow chopper, he did a nice job of getting his feet set, ready to make that throw as soon as that ball went into the glove to get Altuve by half a step.
So Danny Echeverria now taking the first pitch high. 1-0. Fastball from Gregerson. Borges will be next, and then Smith. High popper will be foul and carry out a play. It's 1-1. The Rays have led throughout. They hold a 2-run lead as they open the 8th. It's in there for strike 2. 1-2. A lot of sliders from this guy. Fastball, slider, and a lot of stuff down.
We see how he stays tall over that rubber, and then really, a lot of arm action. And that whipping arm action is what gives him the good break on the slider, and it gives him good tailing action on that fastball. Guy been known to get a ground ball or two.
And he strikes out Echeverria. First out in the 8th inning. Reminder, tomorrow on Rays Live, here's what's coming up. The pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Austin Pruitt will get a start in his hometown, and Orestes will break down Lucas Duda. Duda has been swinging a very sweet bat since joining the club. Here's Peter Borges. Strike 1. An 0 for 3 night. Borges has made a couple of very good plays in the outfield. No swing. Says Tim Timmons.
Kind of changed his arm angle on that slider delivery. Lowered it just a little bit. Try to get more of a sweep, and hold up there by Borges.
Little tapper. That's going to go through. Base hit into center field. Up the middle. Borges is aboard. One on, one out.
A little seeing eye. Gregerson can get some ground balls, and Borges chops this one right into no man's land. And gives the Rays a base runner with speed.
Now Malik Smith.
7 stolen bases against Gregerson in 7 attempts this year.
And to throw over to first. Borges capable of stealing a base. So's this guy at the plate, Malik Smith. Into the dirt, dug out by Gurriel.
Yeah, that was not an easy scoop right there. That one hopper was in that no man's land. A good throw it all over there by Gregerson, and he gets bailed out here by his first baseman. Ball well short of the target.
Again over to first. Myers worked 6 1/3. The Rays got all 6 of their runs off him. He's on for 2/3. Gregerson 1 on, 1 out in the 8th. Archer worked 6+ for the Rays, 4 runs charged to him. Now Malik Smith takes the first pitch to him finally, and that's a ball.
Rush the delivery. He's thinking about Peter Borges. He indeed may be going here at some point. This would be the time to send him.
He's going. Pitch off speed, and the throw is not in time. A stolen base for Peter Borges. So he's in scoring position.
Boy, how easy was this stolen base? Peter Borges with a great jump, a good head of steam. And this throw is going to come down late. He's in there well ahead of the throw.
Well, the Rays trying to pick up another run. They've led 3-0. At one point led 5-0. It's now 6-4. 1-1 to count on Malik Smith. And he shows bunt, takes the pitch, and that's a ball. He did not offer this time on the appeal down to Will Little, and he says nope. No attempt. Just a bit foul, 2-2. Gregerson in here with an earned run average a little over 4. Out Malik Smith. So 2 gone. Well, tonight's unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. And when we look around the league, Baltimore beating Kansas City. Rays starting 2.5 back of Kansas City for the second wild card spot. Tigers over the Yankees 4-3. Boston came from behind and beat Cleveland 12-10, and Seattle leading Texas 8-7 in the top of the 8th in Arlington.
Yeah, one of those wild days in Major League Baseball. Some close games. That Cleveland-Boston game, it was sure fun watching those inning by inning scores be put up, as it was a back and forth affair.
Jesus Sucre takes the pitch too low. He's 1 for 3 tonight and now faces Gregerson. Sucre out in front. It's 1-1. Gregerson last worked in their series against the Tigers in Detroit on the 29th of July. Sucre's over this one.
Tell you what, those sliders by Gregerson, pretty nasty. He's getting a lot of movement away. Well, it's a nice combination to have. The ability to get the ground ball when you need it, and also his strikeout number is pretty big this year.
Yep, that's why that sinker slider combo is pretty good.
And most of those
especially
guys,
situational,
without a doubt. But you know, most of those guys are not strikeout guys. They're put the ball in play guys. Well, you can do both. You're right. You can go for double play balls. You can go for the strikeout.
And he strikes out Sucre. He strikes out the side, leaves a man. Bottom of the 8th coming. 6-4 Rays. Center field tonight for the Rays, and boy, that paid off early. The Bonefish catch of the game. We'll watch Borges go get this one. Right up to the right of the 404 marker. Great catch on the drive hit by Alex Bregman. Now we go to the bottom of the 8th. Josh Reddick leads off, takes a fastball from Tommy Hunter for ball 1. Round ball, that's a foul ball. Just fouled. It skipped past Duda. Fortunately for the Rays, foul.
And not by much. That ball hit very hard by Josh Reddick trying to go up that right field line, and much like this game, a little bit too close for comfort.
There it is, just outside the bag. Reddick shoots this one well foul. 1-2. Reddick 2 for 7 against Hunter in his career. And a fly ball into left. Dickerson is there to catch it, and that makes him 2 for 8. 1 out in the 8th. Yuli Gurriel will be at the plate with a hit and 3 at-bats. Pruitt and Keuchel, the pitching matchup tomorrow. We'll be with you at 7:30 in Game 3 of this 4-game series.
Look up at those hats. Come on. I mean, if it's not the Yuli Gurriel hat, and I'm not sure if that is even what that is. It's some kind of interesting lid. The Keuchel beard, they had that as a giveaway here.
You know, that could actually be both. It could be the Gurriel hair or the Keuchel beard, depending on which way you wear it.
Well, yeah, and you put it right on top of your pencil, and you, in between your hands really fast, you get the hair to stand up. I used to do that as a kid, right?
Yeah. A lot of useful things you pick up. This one is popped up. Short center. Echeverria out there camped under it. 2 outs. He got out there in a hurry. Made the catch in front of Borges.
You know what was fun to watch today earlier in the game? Or actually before the game? The interaction between Alex Audrey and Orbit, the Houston Astro mascot.
There was a natural connection there.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
There was chemistry. And he digs her.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Yep.
Presented her with a rose. She got some gifts.
Yes. Little pullover shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very disappointed when she took it off.
Yeah, and then he just looked at her and she put it right back on.
That was funny. That was really good stuff.
And Gonzalez takes the first pitch strike.
Well, Tommy,
yeah, there's something going on there.
Yeah. Well, you know, we got 2 more days to
we'll
get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Alex Colomé up in the bullpen.
Well, that's what you're hoping to get to. Tommy Hunter, 1 more out to go, and then it'll be up to Colomé in the 9th.
There's a bunt foul. 2. Gonzalez trying to get aboard any way he can. Well, he started the 2-run 7th with a double. Double off the scoreboard and left. Giles Orioles up in the bullpen now for Houston. It's run again, and it's tap foul. It's been Archer for 6+, Cishek 2/3. Jennings, one hitter, walked him. Hunter got the last out in the 7th inning, and the first 2 here in the 8th. Little long look by Hunter, too long for Gonzalez. Strike 3 called. He got him looking at the knees. Inside corner. 1, 2, 3. Go the Astros in the 8th. Here's the strikeout pitch. On to the 9th. Rays up by 2. To the Rays leading 6-4. The great moment tonight. Well, Evan has had a very good night. Collectively, a home run in the first, his 17th of the year, triple and a run scored, and a run batted in the 3rd, and a single in the 7th. He's going to have a shot at the cycle.
They want to slide that one right by Josh Reddick, put a dent in the train up there. Yeah, he's having himself a heck of a night, very quietly.
He's looking for that dent right now.
Don't worry, the conductor, he's logged it and submitted it.
So we go to the 9th, top of the order for the Rays against Ken Giles, 26-year-old right-hander, 41st appearance. 22 of 24 in save situations, enters this game down 6-4. And Dickerson 0 for 3 with a run scored after he walked in the 7th. Strike 1. One strike count. High foul headed for the stands. Dickerson 0 for 2 in his career against Giles. Giles, a big strikeout guy in his first 3 years in the big leagues, averaging over 12.5 strikeouts every 9 innings. And into the screen. Giles originally with the Phillies, spent last year in Houston, made 69 appearances with 15 saves and a .411 earned run average. One ball, 2 strikes. Duda next, and then Longoria. So it's the top of the order for the Rays in the 9th inning. Enough to stay alive, fouling it. It's Lucas Duda on deck. Dickerson out on strikes. 6 strikeouts for Houston pitching. It's the 4th for their bullpen.
So that breaking ball stays off the plate. That's a borderline ball, but Giles put it in such a good spot that Corey Dickerson had to offer at it. You just do not want to put that into the hands of Jeff Kellogg on a pitch that's going to be that close.
Here's Lucas Duda. He was singled and doubled, been hit by a pitch, scored a couple of runs, retired in the 7th on a good catch by Reddick in right center. A 1-0 count. Foul right back, 1-1.
Well, how about a year ago, Giles, 14 strikeouts per 9 innings was his rate. Yep. 13.98. I mean, this is a guy that obviously has the high octane stuff. Boy, he has an understanding on how to put you away, how to miss barrels, how to miss bats.
It's foul back, 1-2. Well, he's been exclusively out of the bullpen his entire career in the minor leagues and the major leagues. Has never made a start professionally. Started his career in 2011 in the minor leagues with the Phillies. And he strikes out Duda. Throw down to first. So 2 strikeouts in this inning. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Well, Evan Longoria looking for a double here. He's scored a couple of runs tonight to surpass Carl Crawford on the all-time run scored list in Rays history. 766 right now, and a double shy of hitting for the cycle. And he takes a strike. Evan 0 for 2 in his career against Ken Giles. So not a lot of matchups between these two. There's a liner back toward the corner. That's going to one-hop to Fisher. Longoria headed for second, and he is at second base. He tried to get his hand in there. Evan just inches away from hitting for the cycle. And he's a little slow in getting up. Let's see what the Rays decide to do with this. They want to take a look at it. So the Rays will look at this to see if he has hit for the cycle and whether he was safe at second base here. 2 outs into the 9th inning.
Boy, that was great. And Evan right there, he's going for it. It doesn't matter. He's going for it. A nice job by Derek Fisher to cut it off. And then there's the replay. I think he's there.
He got in there.
Absolutely.
He's going to hit for the cycle.
He is. That left hand gets to the corner of the bag before that tag comes in. Look at him lengthen. He's safe. He's absolutely safe.
There's the hand. He's in with a double. And Evan Longoria.
Are they going to say the tag knocked the hand off the bag? He thinks he's safe. He was there before. There's no question about that. The tag hits the wrist. Does the hand come off the bag? That's the only thing that you could even remotely call into question. This is one way to get it, though. How about that?
Well, he met the challenge, and let's hope that he survives and gets the challenge to go his way. Save, there it is. He is hit for the cycle. Evan Longoria's 27th double of the year. He has homered, tripled, popper to second in the fifth, and since then a single and now the double to complete the cycle tonight. 4 for 5. And the top of the ninth will continue as he got that hand on the bag.
Boy, that was a great slide to the far corner.
And there he is with that call overturned. Sharing that with Charlie Montoyo, the third base coach over there. Here's Logan Morrison, and the pitch is down.
Well, you know what? Now how about drive him in? Get another run on the board on a historic night for Evan Longoria.
Well, B.J. Upton hit for the cycle in 2009, so Evan, the second Rays player to hit for the cycle in franchise history. A 2-0 count to Morrison, and you're right, this would be a big run to pick up against this Houston offense. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. Well, the replay system worked in favor of the Rays and Evan Longoria here with the double in the ninth inning. 2 out, bases empty double, putting him instantly into scoring position. Morrison has driven in 2 runs tonight, and now has a count of 2-2. The count will go full. Blocked by Gaddis. Evan, who's taken over the franchise lead and runs scored, would like to pad that here. He's at second. Morrison with a full count, trying to get him home. And he swings and misses on the 98-mile-per-hour fastball. So the Rays leave Longoria at second after the double. The complete hitting for the cycle tonight. Only the second Ray to do that in franchise history. We're going to go to the bottom of the ninth. Rays 6 and Houston 4. Evan Longoria, he opened the scoring back in the first inning with a 2-run home run, his 17th home run of the year, then tripled in a run in the third and eventually scored as well. Picked up a single to left in the 7th inning, and then the double toward the left field corner in the 9th. He hustled his way in there, beat the play upon the challenge, and the review of that play awarded the double. And now Alex Colomé comes on to work the bottom of the 9th, facing Carlos Beltran. First pitch is wide. Colomé 2-3 with 30 saves this year. And now a strike, 1-1. Tommy Hunter worked an inning and a third. Now turns it over to Colomé. Beltran lays off. 2-1. Beltran's had a good night, a home run and a single. 2 runs batted in. 2 runs scored, 4 for 9 with a home run against Colomé, and he misses that one for strike 2. Squares the count.
Colomé trying to stay away from Beltran. He's having a nice night. The home run, that base hit that he got out into left center field. Chris Archer staying away from him that entire AB, and he went down and got a nasty pitch down in a way and flipped it out there. Seeing the ball well.
Well, the count is full. Colomé worked Sunday's game. Won that one. Rays won it 5-3, and Colomé picked up his 30th save in that game. Three-two, skied to center field. Gorgeous. 1 away.
Well, you force him to reach and use the big part of the field, and it's big out there. 409 to straightaway center field, the reconfiguration here at Minute Maid Park.
Colomé is trying to save this win, this potential win for Archer. He has saved 4 of the 7 wins for Archer this year. Now faces Evan Gattis. Starts him with a pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes. Rays have utilized 5 pitchers tonight. And it's a little foul ball, and it caught a piece of Sucre.
And Evan Gattis can certainly feel for Jesus Sucre. Let's see where it got him.
Harker out there to help him out. Kevin Cash, being a former catcher himself, sympathizes with that. Help to his feet there. Beltran hit a fly ball to center. Colomé got him. Facing Gaddis now with a 1-1 count. Wilson Ramos looking on from the Rays dugout. About this time last night, Sucre was on the mound pitching. Less painful pitching than it is catching.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's just not words. When you get hit where Jesus Sucre got hit, you need time. It's a horrible feeling. Wilson Ramos knows that all too well also. But now able to take a deep breath, and let's get back to get back to work.
And actually a smile. 1-1 to count. The ground ball charged by Echeverria, and the throw in time. So after that little delay, a ground ball out to short. Fly ball and a ground ball out. Base is empty, 2 away, and Alex Bregman, who has the other 2 runs batted in for Houston, one with a home run, the other one a ground ball. And Colomé trying to get him to end it and give the Rays a win in this series after dropping last night's game. They took the lead in the first inning and 1 out to get. Pitch is too low. Pitch, ground ball, shortstop. Echeverria, throw to first, and the Rays win it. It's a 6-4 final and a 1-2-3 ninth inning as Bregman goes out short to first, and the Rays take the second game of this series 6-4. Chris Archer's going to get the win, his 8th of the year. He's 8-6. Fires the losing pitcher 7-6, and the save for Colomé will be his 31st of the year. 6-12-0 for the Rays. 7 men left. 4-7-0. 4 men left for Houston before 22,985. It took 3 hours and 27 minutes to play this game, and the Rays come away with a victory. And they've divided the first 2 games here in this series from Houston.